1956 Packard Clipper Super, located in Polko, Kansas, valued at $4,000. If you've been looking for an entry-level project car with serious 1950s space-age styling, this might just be your ticket. Let's look at the details. For her age, she's in pretty good shape, and the seller has already thrown some fresh parts at it. It has a brand new battery installed, new points, and a new fuel pump. The carburetor was rebuilt, and the engine has been freshly timed. The motor runs, but keeping it totally real, this is a project. It will need the brakes redone, and some transmission work. It shifts into gear, but it does not move under its own power, so you'll definitely need to trailer this one home. Historically, 1956 was a massive year of transition, because Clipper was actually spun off as its own standalone brand to help Packard compete in the mid-price luxury segment. Under that huge hood sits a powerful 350 cubic inch V8 engine. Back in '56, you were cross-shopping this Clipper Super against a Mercury Montclair or an Oldsmobile Super 88. While the Olds had its famous Rocket V8, the Clipper stood out with its incredibly advanced torsion-level ride suspension and distinctive, sweeping side trim design. 1952 Studebaker Champion, located in West Des Moines, IA valued at $6,100. According to the listing, this car runs, drives, and is a lot of fun to take to the grocery store. Here is the exact breakdown of what you are getting. It is powered by a straight-six engine, paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission. The seller is brutally honest, stating it's quite slow but rides like a couch on wheels. It features a quirky electrical setup where the starter runs off a 12V battery, while the rest of the car is still 6 volts. It has new fuel lines, a new filter, and a new passenger headlight, firing up the second you touch the start button. The interior has no issues, but the paint definitely needs to be redone. This is perfect for someone who wants to skip the mechanical headaches and send it straight to the paint booth. Let's drop a quick history lesson. Back in '52, if you were buying an entry-level family car, you were cross-shopping this against a Chevrolet Stowline or a Ford Mainline. While the big three battled with heavy, traditional designs, Studebaker won buyers over with incredible fuel economy and futuristic, airplane-inspired styling that stood out in any driveway. 1941 Plymouth P2 convertible, located in Miami, Oklahoma, valued at $24,800, dressed in that deep, luscious maroon with wide white wall tires and tons of gleaming chrome. This drop top is pure Americana. Let's dive into Rob's listing. Under the hood, this Plymouth is powered by a super reliable 6-cylinder flathead engine paired to a classic 3-speed manual transmission. This is built on a traditional pre-war classic chassis, but it's loaded with some fantastic features and modern upgrades. It comes factory with hydraulic brakes, which was a huge deal back in the day. It sports a beautiful, high-quality Hearts cloth top and classic rear jump seats. For modern safety and reliability, it's been upgraded to a 12-volt electrical system and features seatbelts. Inside the cabin, it retains the factory AM radio and a super hard-to-find factory clock. With only 300 miles listed since what looks to be a thorough refresh, this beauty is totally turnkey. Let's drop a quick history lesson. 1941 was the final full production year before World War II shifted Detroit into military manufacturing. Back then, if you were looking for a stylish family convertible, you were cross-shopping this Plymouth against the Ford Super Deluxe and the Chevrolet Special Deluxe. While Ford aggressively pushed their flathead V8, Plymouth won over smart buyers with superior engineering, specifically those standard hydraulic brakes and their floating power rubber engine mounts, which delivered a remarkably smoother ride than the competition. For 24 grand, this is an incredible piece of drivable history. 1952 Chrysler Saratoga, located in Belton, Missouri, valued at $13,750. Let's open up the description box and see what this mid-century classic is hiding under the hood. According to the listing, this Saratoga has just over 98,600 miles on the dash and is an honest turnkey survivor. Here is exactly what the seller tells us. It is packing the legendary 331 cubic inch Hemi V8 engine. Power hits the ground through a 4-speed fluid-matic, semi-automatic transmission. It still retains its factory 6-volt electrical system. The overall condition is described as very original and very well kept. The seller confidently states, "You can drive anywhere with this car." He also notes that while the listing says Belton, the car is actually located just down the road in Peculiar, Missouri, and he is strictly accepting no trades. Let's drop a quick history lesson. Back in 1951 and 1952, Chrysler did something genius. They took their lighter, shorter wheelbase passenger body and dropped in their massive, newly developed 331 firepower Hemi V8. If you wanted serious performance back then, you were cross-shopping this against the Oldsmobile Super 88 or the Hudson Hornet. While Oldsmobile had the famous Rocket V8, the Saratoga's Hemi produced an unmatched 180 horsepower, making it an absolute terror on the streets and a legend on early NASCAR dirt tracks. Fast forward to today, in 2026, firing up a raw, analog, first generation Hemi V8 is a visceral experience you just can't replicate today. For under 14 grand, you aren't just buying an old car, you are buying a drivable piece of automotive royalty. 1950 DeSoto S14, located in Wichita, KS valued at $10,000. Let's check out the details because this DeSoto is perfect for a classic car lover. Under the hood sits the reliable 237 6-cylinder flathead engine. It puts power down through Chrysler's famous fluid drive transmission. The seller states this cruiser can and will do its original top speed of 80 miles per hour. It is currently wired for a modern 12V system, but the seller notes it can easily be converted back to 6V if you are a purist. Let's drop a quick history lesson. Back in 1950, DeSoto was Chrysler's quirky mid-tier luxury brand, slotting perfectly right above Dodge and below the flagship Chrysler models. If you were buying an upscale family sedan back then, you were cross-shopping this S14, custom against the Pontiac Chieftain or the Oldsmobile 76. While Oldsmobile had performance on its mind, DeSoto completely won buyers over with that massive, toothy chrome grille and the incredibly smooth cruising experience of the semi-automatic, fluid drive. We've covered 5 cars so far. Which one do you think is the best buy for 2026? Let me know your pick in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for another Hidden Gems classic car finds. 1971 Volkswagen Type 3 Squareback, located in Royale, Missouri, valued at $9,500. And honestly, finding a running, driving Squareback in the Midwest that hasn't succumbed to the elements is a rare find. Let's dive into the details. According to the listing, this is one sweet vintage air-cooled VW that's ready to hop in and go anywhere. Here is the breakdown of what makes this classic worth a look. It features a 4-speed manual transmission. The seller has clearly put in the effort, noting that the engine, suspension, and brakes have all been thoroughly gone through. The seats have been reupholstered, and the owner has receipts for $10,000 worth of work performed back in April 2022. While it has been repainted and does have some rust bubbling in various places, which is to be expected on an unrestored 55-year-old car, the seller promises you aren't going to fall through the floorboards. It comes complete with a title, a car cover, and 3 different owner and service manuals. Historically, the Type 3 was VW's step up from the Beetle, offering much more cargo space and a more refined driving experience. Back in '71, if you were shopping for a compact, utilitarian wagon, you were cross-shopping this against a Volvo 145 or maybe a Ford Pinto wagon. But the VW offered that signature air-cooled simplicity that you just couldn't get anywhere else. 1947 Frazer Manhattan, located in Belton, Missouri, valued at $9,950. Let's jump into the description box and see what this post-war luxury sedan is all about. According to the ad, this classic shows 66,500 miles on the dash. Here is the exact breakdown of what you get from the seller's description. Under the hood, it is rocking the original inline-6 engine. It puts power down through a 3-speed manual transmission. Just a quick heads up, Facebook's autofill lists it as an automatic, but the seller's written description confirms it is a manual. It safely retains its factory 6-volt electrical system. The seller proudly describes this off-white over brown sedan as an honest driver and a true survivor. For under 10 grand, getting a running, driving survivor is a phenomenal entry into classic car ownership. Let's drop a quick history lesson. Kaiser Frazer actually beat the big three to the punch by introducing the first completely new post-war car design in 1947. The Manhattan was their absolute top-tier luxury model. Back then, if you wanted high society elegance, you were cross-shopping this Frazer against a Packard, Clipper, or a Chrysler New Yorker, while the big guys were still selling warmed over pre-war designs with bulging fenders. Frazer gave buyers sleek, modern, envelope styling. 1949 Dodge Coronet, located in Omaha, Nebraska, valued at $10,000. According to the listing, this classic has 98,000 miles on the dash and features a grey interior. The seller states that it runs and drives awesome, and it remains almost 100% original. Here is exactly what makes this drivetrain so unique. It is equipped with the legendary fluid drive, gyromatic transmission. This setup is a very quirky 4-forward, semi-automatic system. It is in great shape as is, but leaves room for some final touches if you want to make it a perfect show car. Let's drop a quick history lesson. 1949 was a monumental year for Dodge, marking their first completely new post-war design. Back then, if you wanted a reliable family cruiser, you were cross-shopping this Coronet against the Pontiac Chieftain or the Mercury 8. While Mercury captured the outlaw hot rod crowd, Dodge completely won over smart buyers with its rugged dependability, spacious interior, and the smooth shifting of that gyromatic transmission. 1955 Oldsmobile Rocket 98, located in Sedalia, Missouri, valued at $20,000. With that massive chrome front end and jet age styling, this car screams mid-century performance. According to the listing, the seller has owned this beauty for about 4.5 years. It was originally bought out of Florida and features very little rust. Under the hood, it is rocking the original 324 cubic inch engine paired with a 4-speed, hydromatic transmission. Here is the exact breakdown of the maintenance and upgrades. The original hydromatic transmission, mechanical fuel pump, and generator have all been rebuilt. It is heavily loaded with factory luxury, including power steering, power brakes, power windows, and a power-adjusted seat. It sits on new rear Coca tires, and the front Coca tires are like new. Modern reliability and driving upgrades include a new battery, dual exhaust, rear air shocks, and a digital Oldsmobile radio. It currently runs a chrome air filter, but the sale includes the original oil bath filter and the fender skirts. For 20 grand, getting a well-sorted, turnkey luxury cruiser with this much recent work is a fantastic deal. Let's drop a quick history lesson. Back in 1955, the 98 was the absolute top-of-the-line flagship for Oldsmobile, sharing its larger premium chassis with Cadillac. If you were a wealthy beer wanting high performance with your luxury, you were cross-shopping this against the Buick Roadmaster or the Chrysler New Yorker. While Buick focused on smooth, conservative comfort, Oldsmobile dominated the market with its legendary Rocket V8, making it the ultimate highway star of the era. 1951 Ford Tudor Custom Deluxe, located in Hutchinson, Kansas, valued at $14,500. With that massive dual bullet chrome grille, this thing has serious presence. Let's open up the description box and see what this cruiser is all about. According to the listing, this is an exceptional, well-preserved original car with an incredibly low 26,700 original miles. The seller boldly states that it runs and drives like it just came off the showroom floor. Here is exactly what you were getting with this build. It features beautiful black paint that was repainted once back in the late 1980s or early 1990s. paired with excellent chrome. It sits perfectly on a mild stance, achieved with new front springs and 1.5-inch rear lowering blocks. If you are a purist, don't worry, the original springs, wheels, hubcaps, and tires are all included in the sale. Keeping it completely honest, the seller notes there is a tear on the front seat and a minor wear spot on the driver's door, but overall, it has a very straight body and a very clean original interior. Let's drop a quick history lesson. The 1949 to 1951. Fords are affectionately known in the car community as the shoebox. Fords because of their revolutionary, slab-sided design that totally abandoned pre-war fenders. Back in '51, you were cross-shopping this custom Deluxe against the Chevrolet Starline or the Plymouth Cranbrook, while Chevy focused on conservative family reliability with their inline-six. Ford completely captured the hearts of early hot rodders with aggressive, jet-age styling and a platform that was practically begging to be customized. For $14,500, this is a clean, honest classic that is fully ready to enjoy. 1935 Ford four-door, located in Pittsburgh, Kansas, valued at $19,500. Just look at those classic, flowing lines. This is pure pre-war elegance that you just don't see anymore. Back in 1935, Ford was really hitting its stride with the flathead V8 engine, which completely revolutionized performance for the average beer. If you were shopping back then, you were probably comparing this to a Chevrolet Master or a Plymouth Deluxe, but the Ford had that extra bit of oomph and a reputation for being the most reliable runner on the road. It's not just a car, it's a rolling piece of art that demands respect at every stoplight. Would you take this pre-war classic for a Sunday cruise? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.